Hello and welcome to A Radical Living. I'm your host Shoeless Joe, and today we are talking about sentimental possessions. We all own sentimental objects, things that bring back good memories that we've been hanging on to for years just to remember the good old days.
Those were the good old days.
Well, in my journey towards simplicity, I've been trying to get rid of as many sentimental objects as I can bear to. When deciding whether or not to get rid of an item, I determine whether it is a tool, whether it is a treasure, or whether it is trash. Obviously, sentimental items would fall under the treasure category, and if they're truly a treasure, then I'll keep them, but if they're not really a treasure, I won't. However, I have realized that many of my sentimental items that I still have, I have because they are not only a treasure, but also a tool. Take this stein, for instance. My cousin Tommy gave me this when I was in his wedding. I love it. I keep it at work. I use it all the time. For water, of course. So this is definitely a gift that was given to me, something that is very sentimental. It brings back great memories, but it's also a tool, so I use it every day. And then there's my bookmarks. Bookmarks are one of my favorite ways to keep sentimental items. I don't know how this became a thing, but somehow I've just collected different things that I use as bookmarks that also bring back memories. Here's one my friend Angie made for me the summer that we spent together when she worked in my hometown. The first 4 lines of my favorite poem I've ever written. Here's Ben 10. This is a piece, I guess, of an inside joke that I had with my favorite professor, Dr. Anderson. Here's a ticket to Our Town, one of my favorite plays, and it's the show we did when I was a senior in high school. The photo booth printout my cousin TC and I made when I was moving away to college. This is something my high school teacher made, my English teacher, Mr. Little. He was just my all-time favorite. Hi, I'm rebelling right now. I think school is alright, and I think my peers and my teachers are decent people. Smiley. And last but not least, this is the ticket to Madhouse Mansion, the first ever play that I wrote and directed. So to me, bookmarks are the perfect little mementos because they're small, they don't take up much space, and they're a tool, they're functional. I use them in the books I'm reading, so I see them, brings back those warm feelings, and it keeps my place. However, I've found some sentimental items that aren't really tools at all, so I need to decide whether or not they are treasures or trash. This sign says, if your parents don't send you, they don't love you. Summer Theater 2008. 2008 was the last year I ever directed the theater camp that I was a part of for my entire childhood and high school years and college years. And this was made for me by some of the kids in the camp, and it just means a lot to me. This here is a prop from one of the plays I did. You can take a look right, see, it was a big flag, and my goal in keeping it was thinking like, it's cool to bring back the memories, and I can use it as a blanket. But the thing is, it's not really a blanket so much as a sheet, and sheets don't really keep you warm, so I haven't used it. It's just been collecting dust in a closet. And finally, there's this. This is something my best friend John and I made in 3rd grade. The idea was to make like a story with pictures. It was so great that my teacher laminated ours. Ours is the only one she laminated. She told me this is something you're going to want to keep forever, and she laminated it, and I did want to keep it forever.
The red symbolizes evil, so this is an evil bull monster thing. He comes to the village, which is symbolized by these teepees. That's a symbol for night, the moon, so it was nighttime. He came to the village and scared away all the people, and they ran away. Well then, the Energizer Bunny came to save the day and scared away the monster. So the next day, the people came back to the village. And that night, they worshipped the Energizer Bunny. And then the next day, they ate him. They ate the Energizer Bunny. There's their little pink bellies full of bunny goodness.
You can see why I would want to keep this, right? It's amazing, I mean, really. This thing has been collecting dust forever, and I don't know, I could hang it up on a wall, but the thing I don't like about putting up like pictures like this or something on a wall is that the wall it becomes just scenery, it just becomes just background. Like, I wouldn't stop and look at it and think of it every day. It would just be like there, I don't know. Sentimental items can be so tough to figure out what to do with when you're trying to simplify and pare down your life. When going through sentimental things, my suggestion is to take it slowly and to not get rid of anything until you're ready. Long ago, I got rid of the box of notes I had. I used to have this box of notes, and it was all the notes that I passed around with my friends and girlfriends in middle school and junior high. This was a time before texting, kids, so we used to like take a pen and a piece of paper and write notes like,
hey, are you going to the game tonight?
And pass them around and stuff like that. It's been years since I went through those and just threw them away. Burned them. At least I think I burned them. Maybe someone's out there reading them, I don't know. A lot of minimalists suggest scanning all of your pictures so you have them on just like on a file, keep them in the cloud, and then you can throw away all the hard copies. But for me, I just got rid of them. I didn't need them anymore either way, digitally or otherwise. And maybe you've got a lot of stuff built up over decades and it's overwhelming to think about. Just take it slow. Do one box at a time, one box a week or one box a month even, and just go through it and think, what's the point of keeping this if I never look at it? I'm not telling you to get rid of everything that brings back memories. I'm just asking you to question it. Question, is it really adding value when it's just collecting dust in a closet somewhere? And maybe the solution isn't to get rid of it at all, but to put it up somewhere. Display it somewhere nice on a shelf or hang it on the wall. I know some people like to minimize just down to one box. They still want some sentimental items, but they want them in one nice box. You don't need hundreds of pictures and all these documents and notes and letters and whatever. Just one box of what really matters. Just a few good pictures. Boxes of old pictures tend to bring stress to people rather than joy, but if you can get it down to just one little box, maybe a little bit bigger of a box, that you can go through now and again, show to your kids that bring back your memories. Nothing wrong with that.
Look at this photograph. Every time I do it makes me.
But I mean, seriously. Seriously. Do you really need all those pictures of you and your girlfriend in high school? I mean, what is the point of that? I mean, these are the things that it's just time. Just look at your stuff and say, okay, what's time to go? Some stuff you're going to want to hang on to for a couple more years until you're ready. Some stuff it's time to go now. Right? Right. I'm definitely ready to get rid of this blanket. This blanket is no longer really a treasure. It's just become trash. I don't use it. I don't care about it. If it had gone missing, I would have never even noticed. The tale of the Energizer Bunny and the monster is a little bit harder. I still feel a little attached to it, but again, I don't hang it up anywhere. If it had gone missing, I wouldn't really have noticed or missed it. So I think it's time for it to go. And besides, I made this video now, so if I ever want to look back on it or show it to my kids, I can just show them this video, right? I mean, YouTube's still going to be a thing in 10 years, right?
Welcome to YouTube.
But this I'm keeping. This I still think is a treasure to me. I cannot bear to part with this. Maybe I'll put it up somewhere in our studio. I just love it. And that's the thing. If it still brings joy to your heart, don't get rid of it. Just try to find a way to get it out of the closet and into your life. So what about you? Do you struggle with sentimental items and whether or not to get rid of them or how to handle them? I know that's like kind of one of the biggest things minimalists deal with when they're really going through their stuff. Just pace yourself, take it slow, and don't get rid of anything you're not ready yet to get rid of. It's perfectly okay to say, I'm not ready to get rid of this yet, and I might be in a year or two, but just not today. But don't fall into the trap of not getting rid of anything. Just start with the little things that you know you don't really care that much about. Keep only what makes you happy, and be happy to let the rest go. Thank you so much for watching. Remember, keep it simple, question everything, and stay radical.
I will remember you. Will you remember me? Let your life pass you by. Weep not
Come on, Rick. Here we are, our signatures still remain. John Chamberlain and Joe Christian, together forever. Maybe I'll just keep this one little part. Maybe just this one part. Just kidding. John, if you're watching this, I'm so sorry. Next time, make me a bookmark.
Those were the good old days. Those were the good old days. The years go by, but the memory stays. And those were the good old days.